Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? I miss Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. Poor Mr. Rogers. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started fixing yet another dead MacBook. Hopefully this MacBook will be dead from something that I can fix. Here, we have an A1990 that appears to be not turning on. Also, I hope you all noticed that I put a mess right back here for you and I've been adding to it. I have an empty box for an external hard drive. I have 2 useless donor boards. I have an empty box of Oreo's ass wipes. I have a dead Huawei tablet. I have a BB. I have X-Acto knives. I have these random Chase, I don't even know what this is. It's some rubber crap that a Chase Bank person left off. I have a broken dimmer switch. I have a broken charger. I have an empty box to a Max Oak battery that I bought 3 years ago. I have some bags. I have a broken little phone tripod, a broken Sennheiser wireless thing. I have some expired AA batteries that I haven't opened in over 10 years. And I've got this little rack over here. It's got some random plastic stuff on it. I got something on the floor over there. So for all of you who said that this didn't really feel like the normal show that it was due to the cleanliness of everything around, I just want you to know that I've listened to your feedback and I've really tried to implement it in my studio backdrop here just so that you all feel a little bit more at home. Now that being said, let's get started on this MacBook. The first thing we're going to do before getting started on this MacBook is clean it off with a little bit of alcohol because of the corona. You don't want to get the itis and you don't want to get the corona. So all these machines that come in, wearing gloves. Used to be that I wouldn't feel okay touching my face even though I was wearing glove if I used the part of the glove that had not touched flux. The gloves were not to keep myself from getting the corona in the past. The gloves were simply there to keep flux from getting on my hands and face. But now that the coronitis is going around, we are doing this a little bit differently. And everything's getting cleaned off with some alcohol here. A lot of the machines that I get in, as you know, are very nasty, and that nastiness is not something that I want to be the cause of the corona getting in. Also, I look a little bit shiny over there. Let me just lower the ISO so that, there we go, it's a little nicer, natural look right there. All right, just gonna continue cleaning off this little MacBook, sad little dead book. But we're going to make it into a happy MacBook. But the first thing we do before any of that has to happen is first thing we got to do, just wipe it down. Just wipe it down. Just wipe it down. Okay. We always wipe the desk down. We wipe the tools down. Now we're going to open up the bottom of this MacBook. We're going to turn it into a happy working MacBook. But first I've got to get some magnets, folks. Let me just get some magnets and I'll be right back. If someone comes in at 4:30, I told them we'd take a look at it. But the that's the worst place for the ultrasonic cleaner.
No, well, it's on.
That's like the worst place
Yeah.
for the most.
You'd have like a whole steam.
No, that's the most important worker in the store.
Yeah.
It fixes more than I do, probably more than Anel does.
Terrible.
Give that what it deserves.
Paul was gonna buy a table for it, or we could make a table for it. Or we go to the old store and grab Kevin's table.
Actually, Kevin's old table wouldn't be bad for the ultrasonic.
It's 4 feet.
Yeah, and I want to grab those laptop shelves from it anyway. Air filter, other stuff. Tomorrow. What are you doing? You look like a skinny girl on an elliptical or something. The gym, like, I'm working my ass out. The fuck are you doing? Oh. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. "100% IPA would never kill a virus." And who would use 100% IPA? Effing lunatics. Crazy. Crazy. Corona. COVID-19. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Nope. Anel, do you think this will have a dead CPU and GPU?
Yes.
What do you think of this board? The screw holes are all rusted. Each CPU MOSFET has corrosion, not just one. Every individual one. This.
Have you tried plugging it in?
No. Oh, look at that. Look at the coils over there.
Oh, the SSD's probably dead. What about these coils?
Which?
The ones on the top left.
Oh, you can't forget about that. They're so rusted, it looks like they're just going to pop off. You know what? I learned my lesson yesterday.
Wait a minute. This is part of the...
Yeah. No, JP tricked me into working on this shit yesterday.
Why would he do that to you?
He tricked me. He baited me with a burrito. Evil man. Nope. I learned my lesson. Not gonna spend half the day on some unfixable dead CPU rubbish. Nice try. I bet JP works for Apple. Damn it. I just touched my neck. Now my neck has corona.
Oh, you ever seen that video? There's like a spokesperson, and she's like, we need to get people to stop touching their hands. Stop touching their face after touching, contaminated objects. And then she go licks her finger to turn the next page.
Yeah, oh, that's so dumb. Hey, I did see that. My brain just didn't process it until you started walking away. This is not a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a fucked up day in the neighborhood. I'm not wasting my whole day on this piece of crap. Next. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you infect my neighbor? I thought you saw my food get delivered or something. It's a beautiful... Oh. Corpaz? See what he's doing. No, he can't. I'm not even in front of the computer. I won't see it. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful... It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
This stream is sponsored by our friends at DosToros.com.
This stream is sponsored by Burrito. Yes! Food! Alright. We'll fix a MacBook after this. What? What can you possibly dox here?
Is your phone number on that?
Oh shit, it is. You bastard. I think I doxed myself already a while ago. You're not a what? Oh, a copas. Woohoo! Food! I have washed my hands. I'll pay if you stop singing and humming. Not enough. It's a beautiful day. I feel bad for Jessa. She had to attend a medical place yesterday or for something completely unrelated to Corona, but the amount of people there with Corona makes me wonder. People in Phoenix are starting to panic and buy up everything. Yeah. You should see what the grocery stores look like here. Someone could have coughed on that. Oh, well. Then I die. Why are you eating? Because it's a prerequisite for human life. This is what we call impossible pangolin. Impossible pangolin. Austria bans gatherings of more than 5 people. I don't appear to be eating this properly. Impossible pangolin. Dutch researchers find COVID ID-19 antibodies. I agree. This does need more hot sauce. They claim they put it in the burrito, but I don't see any. When you show up there, you can yell at them in person and go, "Where's my hot sauce?" I'll always miss Lucha's carrot habanero. Norton antivirus will save us all. Identity lock. Incorrect, Rotten Dark Rabbit. 100% incorrect. That's the wrong one, actually. Because that is cancer, Tim Tams. Now we save the rest for later, because by saving the rest for later, I keep myself from becoming a fat ass by eating it all at once. This goes in the Corona bag with the Corona fork, and it gets wrapped up. Let's get rid of that impossible pangolin. I don't even think I have to clean my desk, because the impossible pangolin, unlike the regular version of pangolin, should not have anything on it that's going to cause corona. I'm fairly certain you only get it from the possible pangolin, not the impossible pangolin. Alright, wash hands, gloves. Wash your hands.
No, because my skin's getting dry and crackly, so if I put something in the alcohol bath, it's gonna hurt like crazy. Ooh, moisturizer.
Try. Wear some gloves too.
I don't like gloves.
Do you like your hands cutting up and all that? Wash your hands, make yourself nice and decoroned, then put some moisturizer in the glove. I hear this moisturizer also gets rid of the corona. According to the internet, that's what they told me. They'd never lie to me. This stuff's good. Nivea, the preferred brand of hand moisturizer for Rossmann Repair Group.
Can you fuck up a keyboard replacement?
Anybody can fuck up a keyboard replacement.
But like, is it hard to? Like, if you're not like Copas.
You get one chance to rip out the rivet, and if when you rip it out, it doesn't rip out and it breaks inside, then you'll never getting it out.
Oh.
So each rivet you get one chance.
Okay, so
And if too many of the rivets are left in, you won't have screw holes, and the keyboard will be depressed, just like the customer and the person who has to deal with them. Okay, time to actually get a repair done here. What kind of shitty stream is this that we're giving people? What kind of garbage content are we creating? Try another MacBook. I spent like 2 hours today just going through sell customer list and emails and everything. We're starting to get caught up. It's the fuck the day in the neighborhood. Yep, Galaxy. I did a video on it. All right. Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to get started working on an A1990 MacBook that's not turning on. Just because I care about my audience, I've decided to put a mess behind me, as has been requested by hundreds to thousands of you all. We're going to open up this A1990 and see if we can make it work again. Excuse me. And see if we can make it work again. Wish me luck. You have enough groceries at home? That depends. Define enough. Is enough having enough to eat for a day? 3 days? 2 weeks? 2 months? 2 years? What is enough? Shouldn't you wait 45 minutes after eating before you repair a MacBook? Yeah, it will make you nauseous. Have you tried? I can't believe it's not pangolin yet. Oh, I can already sense this one being disgusting. Let's take a look at this. I can't believe it's not pangolin MacBook. OMG. So the splatter actually looks a lot worse than any sort of corrosion. Like this gives you the visual effect. The visual effect that it's all nasty. But if you take a look closely, you'll see that there's very little, if any, corrosion on here. One of the things that I like to do on these machines before I get started is unplug the battery and then plug in the charger with the USB-C amp meter to see how many amps we're taking. Five volts, 340 milliamps. Kind of wonder if this is a T2 thing again. 'Cause none of the corrosion actually appears to be corrosion that's... multimeter. Get you on the screen. 0 volts. 0. Okay, so this is not the standard T2 problem, because when the standard T2 problem is present, you still get a PP bus voltage. Here you see that there's 2 ohms to ground on PP bus G3 hot, so that is not the issue that we went over in the T2 chip video. Rather, it is a direct short circuit to ground that we're going to have to deal with on this MacBook. So I'm going to take it out of the case and see if we can find out where that 0 ohm short to ground, or 2 ohm short to ground, it looks more like it, on PP bus G3 hot happens to lie. PP bus G3 hot is on that little white fuse over there, and I just checked that. Yeah, out of sheer curiosity, kind of curious what it is that's taking 300 milliamps when it's not turning on. Because typically taking 300 milliamps would be on its way to booting. That's actually quite a bit of milliamps to be taking if you're not doing anything, which led me to believe there's a short. So I checked one of the first G3 hot power rails. G3 hot means it's a rail that's supposed to be on all the time. And that led to a short circuit to ground.
Recording?
How can I help you?
You want to help with fresh test?
Huh?
On the days I'm off? You want to help with fresh test on the days I'm off?
What days are you off?
Monday to Wednesday.
Poor Shane. There's a lot of screws inside of an A1990. I'm a go. They look to be shallow. Huh? Fresh desk is, Cam. I'm really thinking that that's going to have to be a remote job. I almost don't even mind making it a remote job at this point. You know how many people I've been through to try to find someone who can do that job properly? It's fucking hard, man. It's hard. Are you really always around? Like always around? Message me in Discord later. Let's see if we can set up some more formal arrangement. Alright? Cam knows where to find me. We're going to be putting some more effort into making a better manual and training for that. When's after college? Kind of curious. Pierre Knob's here. Pierre Knob's one of the smartest people that watches my stream, if not the smartest. That title used to belong to Paul Daniels, and then I used his software. I like Pierre Knob. He's a smart guy. He's like me like me if I did not have a lobotomy would be Pierre Knob. He's smart. I don't know what it is that's given Pierre Knob such a high IQ. Must be all those pangolins he's been eating. I was reading what people think the effects of eating pangolin are. It's like a cure, is this, that, and the other. It's great for blood flow. I was right yesterday. People are eating pangolin because it thinks it'll give them big dick energy. For fuck's sake. Men in the pursuit of big dicks, bigger dicks, is why we're all dealing with coronavirus right now. No, it's just, there's a bunch of funny-looking websites that talk about the benefits of eating pangolin. And it really does cite like blood flow, and some others are just more obvious with it, citing the, you know, help you get a boner. It's like, all you people concerned with your dick. Now we have pangolins. Is board repair a good way to pay off college debt? Yeah, good luck with that. College debt is a clusterfuck. A big part of the problem with college debt is that, like, I believe that people should be treated as adults, and you got to take responsibility for stuff. But at the same time, everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, your other professors, your principal, your guidance counselors, everybody's yelling about how you need to go to college because it's going to get you a much better job, without saying, maybe you should go to college for this type of degree, or, hey, maybe you could become a, you know, maybe you suck at studying, maybe you should be a plumber, or, I don't know. Like, I remember going to college and just thinking to myself, I have no idea how it is I'm going to be able to provide more value to society after 3 years of this, 3.5 years more of this, than just working on my own. Because I had customers. I had people that were calling me up for stuff that I was, you know, I had spent maybe a year and a half interning and working at these other studios. I went out to business of my own. I went back to college, and then I thought, I just can't do it. Like, my phone is ringing. People want to pay me money. They want to pay me money. They're willing to give me $200 or $300 or $400 to make something work. I got to say no to that for 3.5 more years, and hope that 3.5 to 4 more years from now, someone else hasn't pounced on this opportunity. I just didn't have it. I didn't have it. It was a leap of faith that I couldn't make. The leap of faith was that I'll be better off if I spend 3.5 years here and put everything else on hold, and I'm just sitting there learning about, you know, how the ions react with one another and all this stuff for 1.5 years before I can even get to the part where I can major in something related to what I'm interested in. And I just thought, this is no. You know, I want to become a therapist. Why do I have to learn about all this crap in the periodic table? I didn't have it in me. And, like, you know, for a long time I kind of looked back on it and thought, man, I really fucked up. I did the wrong thing. I'm a fucking bum with no degree. And they talk about all those people that have no degrees and how the people with no degrees are less likely to get a job, less likely to have a proper salary, less likely to go on to lead good lives, and I don't know. Now I look back on it at 31 and it's like, whew, thank God. Thank God I didn't spend 3.5 years waiting to start my life after memorizing a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with what I'm interested in. But yeah, I mean, the thing, there were so many people that said, that's a bad decision. You shouldn't do that. That's going to ruin your life. You'll never get a real job. I don't care. I don't want a fucking real job. Real jobs suck. You know what? I'll live with my not real job, where I can listen to music and employ people above minimum wage and show up when I please, leave when I please, shoot people with Nerf guns in the middle of the day, teach, contribute, help people out. I'll continue with that. You can take your real job and your name tag and your office and your human resources, and you can just shove it up your ass. Anyway, that's it for that. I have food stuck in my teeth. Indeed I do. And now I don't. The fucked up thing is that I'm not kidding. This is not a meme. Pretty sure I learned more from the Little Smart Alphabet desk than I did from the first 3 years of elementary school. Because my mom got me one of these. It was one of the few nice things she did for me in life. I don't even know if she got it for me or a family member. If so, then I apologize for giving her credit improperly. I don't know if any of you got this, but I got one of these things. And this, I'm not kidding. I know it sounds really stupid, but this really got my life started on the right foot. This thing right here. I got this thing when I was about 2.5 years old, and my mom made me play with it every single day. And she also had me watch TV, to try to listen to what's going on, try to speak and write about what was going on. But she got me this, and she made me practice with this thing for fucking hours a day, every single day. I learned more from this thing than I ever did from elementary school. And people said when you become an adult, you're going to realize how ridiculous what you're saying is. And it's like, I'm 31, and I still think that most of that shit was a waste of my time. And this is the thing. When you think about technology, this is fucking old. This thing is from 1989. When did this thing come out? Manufacturer recommended age 12 and up. Yeah, bullshit. I was playing with that way before that. But with all the technology we have now, you're still putting 30 to 50 people in front of one person in a cage and charging an obscene amount of money, whether to the government or to the individual, saying that that's the way you teach people. It's just, it fucking makes me sick. And one of the things I'm kind of hopeful about with coronavirus is that if school doesn't exist for a short period of time and people start teaching in other ways, once people realize, wait a second, we don't have to put kids in prison for them to learn. Wow! That they just kind of start fading this crap out. It is so fucking obsolete. It is so beyond obsolete. I had a VTech laptop as a kid. Me too. I got that from Toys R Us. That's where I started learning how to use GW Basic. Remember GW Basic? But man, I'll take that with me until I'm 90 or 100 years old. I'm never going to forget how useless my public school experience was and how much better it could be. If just people remembered what it was like to be a kid. Everybody forgets what it was like to be a kid. It's weird because when people are in school, it was just almost universally understood by all the children there that this is a prison, this is bullshit, we don't want to be here. If I could have headphones on, I'll do that. If there's anything I could do to distract me from the misery of having to write down this, there's like just having to sit there and like have my fucking wrist hurt from 7 hours of writing nonstop when you could just print this shit for me. That misbelief that if you write something versus reading it, it'll help you understand it. Remember that shit where they said you're more likely to memorize it if you write it down? Like, that's such bullshit. But, like, and then it's crazy because, like, people turn 18 and 19, and then they just magically think that public education is the best thing in the world. Like, all the same people that were in the same class, right next to me, saying how this feels like a prison, is a prison, I can't stand it, are the same people that are like, oh yeah, public education is great. We love this. This is so great. Think of the children. I don't know. I feel like the only person that didn't have that Men in Black person just like walk into the room and go, psh, have that little red thing that makes you forget everything. Nope. I remember what it was like. There were so many cool things I wanted to learn about. I wanted to read about. I wanted to read about electronics. I wanted to read about programming. I wanted to read about psychology. I wanted to read about history. I wanted to actually learn. And then I go to school where we'd have to write down dates, and names for like 7 hours while someone in a monotone voice just, ugh. Every time they turn around, other kids in the class would start throwing shit at each other because that's what happens in a prison. It's really interesting because, like, when you think about it, public school for a lot of people is going to be one of the only places where you actually face real, genuine violence and bullying. It's really interesting because I don't live in a good neighborhood, and I'm on the border of an area that's fucking really not a good neighborhood with one of the highest crime rates in New York City. And yet I grew up in one of these areas with a ridiculously low crime rate, yet there's so much more bullying in the school where there's virtually no crime than there is in the neighborhood where people are regularly shooting at each other. It's just, such crap. Anyway, let's go back to something that's actually fun. Thinking about this just depresses me. I think the thing that depresses me most about school, above anything else, is how people tend to betray their childhood self and just kind of amnesia to the fact that it sucked. It just seems like a betrayal of themselves, if not betrayal of children. Okay. So, we're going to have to find a short circuit. So something here is sucking up 300 milliamps on PP Bus G3 hot, and we got to find out what it is. So that cap may be something. No, that's just coffee on top of it. All right, so we're going to take a scan of this underneath the microscope light. And we're going to put some voltage into the microscope light. Let's start with 12 volts and see how this looks. Now those caps are wet, but they don't look like they're shorted. That is wet, but it doesn't look like it's causing anything bad. Mildly wet, but I don't see anything that looks like it's consuming 300 milliamps on our PP bus. Do you have that new filter in place? Those things take a week to even ship. I haven't even checked out with it. The real problem here is so many of these filters seem full of shit. I was very close to pulling the trigger on the IQ Air one because it says it can remove pollutants that are as small as the coronavirus. I think corona is like 0.1 microns and most HEP is 0.3. But if you look on YouTube, they have videos where they've paid people to make comments on their... They have YouTube videos with fake comments in it that they've obviously paid for, so I can't trust them for shit now. And they're also really expensive. You got mild liquid on the CPU MOSFET area. And, malformed solder on the CPU MOSFET. Oh, no. No! No! Oh, damn it. Let's see, what do we got over here? Well, I suppose we could put a volt into PP bus and try and see what gets warm. Let's just confirm that we're still short-circuited here. All right. Time to put some voltage into you now. Fume extractors will reduce corona-carrying particles. Yeah, I showed you all that huge filter that I have yesterday, but that thing only goes down to 0.3. If any of you have a recommendation for some air filters I could get for the office that would actually show up, I'm open to them. For something that actually is somewhat effective regarding corona, but is so much misinformation out there. I'm not an expert in air filters that it is really affecting my ability to feel comfortable putting the amount of money this stuff costs into it at this point in time. This is some cringeworthy Jay's 2 cents soldering right there, but I don't really care since that's just for a jumper wire for injecting voltage into the board. So it doesn't really matter much. Just put your shirt over your nose. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Alright, so let's plug the power supply in. Holy crap. Okay, we're using 1 amp at 1 volt. So that's going to be a watt. That's going to be something that's obvious and noticeable. The first thing I think that's worth doing is removing the CPU heatsink just in case it's the CPU. Now the reason we started a really low voltage like 1 volt is that 1 volt is going to be something that is easy to detect. I mean, not easy to detect. What the fuck am I talking about? I just talked out of my ass there for a second. Jesus. 1 volt is not going to damage anything. So let's say that the MOSFET providing power to the CPU is where my problem lies. I don't have to worry about, let's say that MOSFET is passing PP bus to the CPU, I don't have to worry about the CPU getting 12 volts if I'm injecting 12 volts into it, which is a good thing. It also appears that it stopped putting that in, which means that my wire that I J's 2 cents on there probably came off. Never go full J's 2 cents with your soldering. Coronavirus can survive on surfaces. Yes, I'm fully aware. That's why we're cleaning all the surfaces regularly with alcohol. CPU and GPU are both cold. T2 is cold. MOSFETs are cold. I don't want to put my face to the board anymore with that whole corona thing. So one of the ways that I used to tell if there were where the short circuit was is I would put my face up to the motherboard because the skin on your face, especially your lips, is more sensitive than the skin on your hands. The problem, I don't want to get coronavirus to fix a MacBook. Some people have been telling me that the coronavirus would not spread just from putting my face in the MacBook, but it only spreads through sexual activity with the MacBook, but still don't want to risk it. All right. I don't want to risk it. Corona, 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 Rona, Rona, Rona. I'll raise it to 1.7 volts. I think that's what the CPU can use on this. Alright, so 4 amps. Something's got to be getting warm here. I'll get some Corona. Fine. I'll put my fucking face on it. Bastards. Oh. Well then. How about that? Look at that. The CPU is warm. Well then. Waste of time. Rip. I'm really drawing the bottom of the barrel junk today. We'll see if I can find a CPU to this thing. Probably not. Corona. This board got coronavirus. Next. After this, I could use your help to brainstorm what to do with this.
Is it all the leftover from moving? I know that's e-waste.
Leftover shit from moving, e-waste, don't know what the fuck that is, don't know what that is, don't know what that is. That shelf should probably go over there, and parts that are important should probably go on that shelf. But we'll go over that after video. Alright, where's the next one? Next MacBook is... slot... What's the next machine we got? Alright, G4.
Sorry, do you want headphone jacks now?
Alright. Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to get started working on yet another dead MacBook. This is an A1706 that has liquid damage. Let's open it up and see if we can figure out why it's not working and make it turn on again. First thing we got to do, take the bottom cover off of the computer. Do you have Apple toilet paper in your online store? Oh, I wish I had toilet paper in my store. We didn't stock up in time though. Duh. MacBook. Fix. MacBook. Fix. MacBook. Fix. MacBook. 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 TikTok book. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh God. What is this? What the lever-loving F is this? CD3215 corroded. The battery sticker is on top of the CPU. Why? CD3215 corrosion. And these are underfilled CD3215s as well. With any luck, it'll just be a short to ground on the cap next to it. I wonder what would happen with my overhead camera if I took this thing and put it over here. Nothing at all. USB ammeter registers 0. Doesn't register anything, actually. It doesn't even think I plugged anything in. Well, let's see what it does on the other side of the board. On the other side of the board, we get 5 volts at 300 milliamps. And it doesn't appear to jump up to 20. For those of you who have problems reading upside down, look at that. You just tap it twice and ba-bing, ba-boom. Okay, so the issue that we appear to be having here is that it stays at 5 volts, which is understandable given the amount of corrosion we have on our USB-C chip. Kind of wondering if the overhead camera should be literally above me like this. I wonder if this would be better off if I just clamped it to the desk and had it kind of like over my shoulder. Should we experiment with that a little bit? Let's go for it, because this is so freaking shaky, it's useless. And I've kind of come to this idea that it has to be above me, pointing straight down. But why? Who made that rule up? Probably the man. The man trying to keep me down. Or keep me shaky in this instance. You understand, right? You don't want to let the man win, do you? Do you? That's what I thought. Not if you watch this channel. Okay, so what if we do this? Some shit like this. Because this isn't. Because this isn't patently ridiculous. Yeah, this looks fucking stupid. That doesn't really do it. Nope. That's a bad camera angle there. What if we try something else? How about... It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? No, that doesn't work either. Actually, yeah, that doesn't belt onto there. Has to go onto the side somewhere. Uh-oh. This would be a pretty bad camera angle. What if I had some sort of over-the-shoulder shit over here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the... Won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the... It's a beautiful day in the... Won't you be my neighbor? Come on. This looks way shittier than it did before. This angle makes no sense. You can't really rotate this thing around properly. Ah, that's me! Yeah, you can't. There's no 90-degree turn here. That's the only way you can mount it. Fuck. This makes no sense. I need a fucking stream assistant. Ah! It's so annoying. I gotta find... This is worse than Paul Daniels' software. I only works here 1 day a week, so there's never time for this. Also, the day that he works also coincides with my half day off. I don't take a day off, but I do take a half day off. So that's kind of impossible to get anything done there. Just position the camera correctly. But how do you mount it? Where does this go? Okay, fuck this. Fuck having an overhead camera. I'm tired of this. This is too annoying. I give up. GTFO. Oh, let's use microscope and normal camera for now. You don't need footage of me taking the thing apart anyway. On top of monitor, 45 degrees down. The problem with on top of the monitor is it's constantly shaking. Alright, back to this. Who edits your videos? I edit my videos. Thank you. Where would you put this?
What?
Overhead camera.
The camera?
Overhead camera.
Where is it? Oh, it's here. Can you put a mount in between the caustic panels?
Yeah.
Like drill some screw in? Probably will work right over there.
Yeah, I just have to find it. I don't know where that thing is. Maybe if we...
Yeah, this is one of the boxes.
There's so many boxes. One of them's going to have that in it. Mount it from the ceiling. Yeah, there's a... I don't have any time for that shit. Somebody emailed me this complex thing that I could put together for the ceiling, but... Charles donated $4.99. Thank you very much, Charles. Oh, Sonny is here. Pear character lying on the side. Raising his arm while saying wise. How's it going? Pear? Huh? Pear. Oh no, this is a new microscope light. This is considerably more reliable. This one is perfect overclocking. How much does it bother you? Do you get paid for it? Is there a reason that he doesn't trust you? I would try to get to the bottom of it. I would say, here's the problem. When you look for a solution after I've given you a solution, it makes me feel like you don't trust me. And since 95% of the solutions I give you wind up being correct, it makes me feel as if I have done something to make you mad or find me untrustworthy. What's going on? When you ignore my solutions that I give you, even though they're right 95% of the time, it makes me feel like you hate me. What's going on there? I got the polarizing filter for the microscope, yes. Thing is, honest conversations are conversations people look to avoid because they hurt feelings and they destroy, and being honest is really hard sometimes. Because being honest will have you perceived as being mean or inconsiderate or unprofessional. It's hard. But if you're at the point of thinking about quitting, then I think you're past that being a concern, right? I mean, you're at the point where you're thinking, I don't even care about paying my rent, my mortgage, my kids, eating. I'm so pissed off that does it really matter at that point if you're going. And that's the thing, a lot of people don't become honest until they're at the point of complete break. And I'm there as well. And sometimes when I am honest, it doesn't work or it backfires completely. And I've got my concern out there, but nothing ever changes. And then when I bring it up later on, then it's, well, why didn't you ever tell me? It's, I did. You just didn't seem to care that much or think it was an issue. And then it just becomes even more frustrating. It's like, what else could I have done? Trust me, I'm there. I understand it, and I have the flaw. Okay, so the first thing is you may have noticed the charge port worked on the right halfway, but not on the left. This is what the charge port on the left looks like. Look at that. Look at it. That is one corroded up charge port. Oh, man. Ew. 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 Here's 10 towards your new camera mount. Thank you very much. I will try my best to figure out how to copy and paste that at OBS, but I genuinely appreciate it. It's not even that. It's just like kind of time at this point. So many freaking boards to go through. Okay, so now the main corrosion that troubles me is this. This. So remember, folks, anybody who's watching out there at home, on your television sets, that we need pp3v3 underscore g3 hot to be present. And if pp3v3 underscore g3 hot is not present, then this chip over here is not going to speak to the charger, and it's not going to ask for the 20 volts that is needed for this computer to turn on. So what I'd like to check and see is pp3v3 underscore g3 hot actually present. Now, some of these capacitors that happen to have heavy amounts of corrosion on them, these are the capacitors right here that have pp3v3 underscore g3 hot on them, which leads me to believe that perhaps the problem is that pp3v3 underscore g3 hot doesn't exist as it's being short-circuited to ground. The best way to figure that out is with a measurement. As can be seen here, pp3v3 underscore g3 hot. It's kind of flickering, actually. It's going back and forth. So you know what I'm going to do? There we go. Now it's a steady 3.4. Very interesting. I just had to scrape at it a little bit. And the next thing over here is we have this really corroded resistor. Yeah, so I just tried to measure pp3v3 underscore g3 hot there. And it's really...
See you later.
Oh, crap, I owe you money. One more. In the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Okay, we're back. Oh, fuck. Thanks for advice about lack of trust and money. Well, yeah, you just have to have a conversation where you figure it out. So this is a pull-up line that's going... Yeah, this is a pull-up resistor for a data line, but what is this for? Huh. Strange. It's a pull-up line that doesn't appear to do anything. R3208. Like, what the hell are you for? Okay, you're a 1 million ohm resistor between PP3 V3, and you pull this up, but that doesn't speak to anything. Strange. Well, the other side of the board looks fine. Looks good. Yeah, there we go. Look at that corroded resistor. Alright, what's our schematic and board view say? Are you important or are you not? Oh, you're a pull down resistor to ground. That's useless. Nobody cares about that. So that's not going to be what's causing our problem. Alright, back to the other side we go. Yeah, this is USB CC2 to ground. Are you shorted? Not even close. 10 million ohms. Yeah, that's an LDO for the chip right there that's supposed to be 3.3 volts. I kind of wonder if this is messed up. 0.9, 3.3. Yeah, no, that's not what's messed up, but it's jumping. I wonder if maybe there is a minor short circuit, like a half short. Piece of shit. Piece of sheet. Cock and... Come on. Come on. Go. You crap capacitor. CD3215 looks like it has CUV ID 19. Yeah, it does. So it turns on the charger for 3 or 4 seconds at a time and then turns it off. That's really annoying. Both of those ports do that. We don't have an overhead cam because I took mine down in frustration. What if I unplug that burned up looking charge port? See if that makes a difference. Still 5 volts, 320 milliamps, and turns on, and then it's going to turn off after 5 seconds. Yep, No difference. Perhaps this debug resistor is more important than I give it credit for. Now the resistor that's going to go there is 1 million ohms. Do you have any concept of how many ohms 1 million ohms are? If Michael Bloomberg gave 1 million ohms to everybody in the United States, we'd all be a millionaire. One million ohms. It's hard to imagine. It's a big number of ohms. Very few people can imagine that number of ohms being real used for something proper. I think when you try to envision that many ohms inside of a MacBook, you just can't do it. It's like fucks with your mind, you know? It's a lot of ohms. Still 330 milliamps at 5 volts and then turns off. Kind of curious what the resistance to ground on the good old PP bus is. Alright, thousands of ohms, that's good. Alright, now we have a ROM chip above this CD3215, and I believe we found our problem. See that? See these two resistors here? There you go. Now, what I just showed you there, take a look on the schematic and the board view. Just going to rotate it. Thunderbolt ROM. RB090 is going to be a 3.3 kilo ohm resistor, and the resistor next to it is going to be a 100 ohm resistor. And what was that connected to? Nothing. I hear an airsoft gun being loaded in the background. You can only hope that people are shooting at Kopaz as we speak. I really need my micro pencil back. I think it's time I load up an airsoft gun and start shooting at David until he gives me mine back. That's how we resolve problems at this company. Alright, so I'm going to take out my resistor booklet. Let's start off with a 3.3 kilo ohm resistor. Gravity does not work. When coronavirus pandemic hits these types of heights, you'll notice that some of the basic laws of physics cease to operate. One of them is gravity. See how the resistor doesn't drop on its own anymore? Gravity has ceased to be operational. Okay, I'm going to put that down. Using these shitty hot tweezers. Oh, this is so annoying. Alright, the next resistor, I believe, was a 100 ohm resistor. Yes, 100 ohms goes next to it. So that looping that we saw is most likely the result of it trying to read the ROM, failing to read the ROM, and turning off. So now I know what that is. See, that's the beautiful part about corrosion. It allows, and this is why pattern recognition is so important. It's not like there's a book written that says how all these things work out. Rather, You just kind of figure it out as you go. So I found out there was a corroded resistor on the ROM. And the issue that I was having prior to that was stuck at 5 volts. It turns on with 300 milliamps for a few seconds, and then the charger turns off. So when I have that problem now, what I do is I deduce that problem occurred when the resistor to the ROM chip for Thunderbolt wasn't there. So now what I do is I have to think. And thinking is very important. You're going to have to try and figure out for your own, without it being written down anywhere, without there being a manual, why? Why did that occur? What is the relation that these two things have? Are they related at all? And I believe they are. And if this fixes the problem, then I'll have that relation in my head, that when the Thunderbolt ROM is corrupt or just not there, that you get 5 volts, 300 milliamps for 3 seconds, and then it doesn't just not go to 20 volts, it reboots itself. But remember, this is just a theory at the moment, not a reality. And oh shit, I almost ripped that freaking pad. I have it. I really don't like hot tweezers. I can't wait to find my micro pencil back. Okay, now I'm going to see if I get any change when I plug this in, or is it the exact same shit? Now, check this out. I'm going to... $19.5. It's working. Now I just ruined my overhead camera in the middle of this damn video, so I can't show you it doing that in the overhead camera. And I also accidentally just sent. Yeah, I accidentally sent 20 volts to my ring light. Oh well. Well, you can see 19.5 volts. So we are getting somewhere here. We are getting somewhere here. Look, it turns on, 5 volts, 330 milliamps. 19 volts, 400 milliamps. 19 volts, 500 milliamps. 19 volts, 400 milliamps. 19 volts, 250 milliamps. 19 volts, 300 milliamps. 19 volts, 200 milliamps. And then it goes to 10. Then it goes back and reboots to 340 milliamps. You know what? Just to show you all the... Here, I messed up my overhead camera, but I'll show you that it works in the main camera by just plugging it in. I'm debating hiring a video intern to help me set up my office for recording better. Just to help me get all the little things I need to make these streams go smoother. Maybe like set, move stuff into place where it should be and all that kind of shit. Mount stuff on the wall. I had my internship. Alright, we're going to plug this in. Offered as a temp job. Perhaps. I really could use help with a lot of this stuff. There's just no time for it. And when there is time for it, I'm usually just tired or mentally exhausted. Okay. Oh, let's see if this gets to an Apple logo. Give us an Apple logo, you fuck. Boot, you fuck. Boot! Show the world what your 200 milliamps are made of. 420? Oh, you're high. You're stoned. No. Okay, 480 milliamps. That's better. Come on. Hi works 1 day a week. Honestly, I don't know what Hi's job is at this point. I don't really know. That's a great... Hi's job has kind of evolved into just helping out with general things. Hi's... Aha! Okay. So this machine has booted, as you can see here. So the issue here was that we had corrosion around the USB-C chip, the USB-C MUX. Now, the main corrosion that I saw was not the corrosion that actually mattered, the corrosion on the 3.3 volt power line that's going to power that IC. The real corrosion that mattered was the corrosion around the Thunderbolt ROM. So now I learned something. So the Thunderbolt ROM chip has resistors going to it, and when they were corroded, I had it turn on and give me 5 volts for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds at 300 milliamps, and then it shut straight off. So now I know if it's taking 5 volts for 5 seconds and then just boot loops on me like that, not boot loops immediately, 5 volts, 300 milliamps, 5 seconds turns off, ROM issue. And the way you figure that out is with pattern recognition. Have a detective's mindset in pattern recognition. It's not written down. There's no manual that says that this is how this works. You just got to use your brain. And if you're willing to dive in, use your brain just a little bit every now and then, you can fix a MacBook. I'm going to put those 2 capacitors back on that I tossed off of the little MacBook. And once they're back on the little MacBook, I can give this back to the customer. And then I can collect some money. And I'll put that money towards my $75,000 credit card bill. Isn't moving to a new space in New York City just great? All right. So let's find a donor with those 2 little capacitors by it. I love New York. Okay. You're telling me, Coder Tutorials. You're telling me. Oh no, you got that wrong, Seditionalist. You must be thinking of like other businesses. Probably thinking of a bank or something. Maybe a car manufacturer. Obviously this cap is semi-optional, seeing that it turned on and booted up perfectly without it. But the nice thing to do is to put it back. These hot tweezers are as useless as tits on a bull, I swear. You know what? That can stay nice and crooked. That resistor's gonna stay crooked. I got this one review on Yelp and Google where it says, Apple would have never put something there that's crooked. It's like, yep. Apple also was gonna charge you $1,500 and tell you no data. Suck my dick. But no, really, these hot tweezers are so fucking beyond useless for this. I have to steal my micro pencil back from David. This is gonna happen. I'm taking that micro pencil. I know that he never uses it anyway, fucker. Alright, that's good. That'll last. Beautiful. Nice and crooked. Crooked just like Apple. How do you say that name? Traditionalist? Why did you spell tradition with an S? I don't understand. That's kind of weird. Why do you choose to be weird? Doesn't make any sense to be weird.
Robust.
Can you email me that, lewis@rossmanngroup.com? Because that's going to disappear off of the screen in 10 seconds and I'll forget about it. Thank you. The main issue is the time and like the time and personnel. Because Paul bought these Cat 6 things for the wall. So Paul and I both got these like nice little jacks for the wall for Cat 6 and HDMI. And we got those about 3 weeks ago. But because of the amount of machines that we have to fix and all the other stuff we have to do, this is the Cat 6 that's going to Lewis's computer. Yeah, it's running along the floor. Because there's no fucking... when are you going to find the time for that? All right. Wait, you'll add notes to this ticket? Okay. Where's this one? Show me ticket, show me ticket. Be right back.
Robust.
sharp point there a little bit.
Hmm.
You can actually walk around.
Do you prefer regular pangolin or the impossible pangolin? I think the impossible pangolin tastes very close to real pangolin myself. I think it's a quality pango. A happy little pango. There was this one guy that reprogrammed all these tablets around Manhattan to play that and to have that song play, but really slowly to freak people out as they walk by. It's kind of weird. It was strange. I remember that though. Imagine just like walking around New York City and hearing da dun da dun da 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 da.
Yeah, I think this is for here.
That is for a UPS. The rest of this crap is for the heater, so this stuff can all go in the basement. All this crap can go in the basement. I don't know what that is. It looks like garbage. That global industrial shelf should go next to that global industrial shelf over there, so that it's not just standing in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. A message from our CEO, Matt Maloney, to the Seamless community. I wanted to personally connect with you about the actions we're taking to help you, our restaurant partners, and our drivers to... What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I'm moving this.
You're dragging it.
Yeah, I don't think I can lift this.
Don't drag this. This floor is new. Here, just ask someone for help. I'm sorry, I assumed you had a brain. All right. Lift up the other side. You have to lift it by this, not by the
Yeah, not by this.
All right, 1, 2, deadlift.
Thank you.
All right. Now, all right. All right. Put this stuff in the basement, but don't poke yourself at anything sharp. No dragging. What did I tell you? I assume you have a brain. You've proven me wrong twice. You're doing it again! Okay, watch. Lift! Or you ask somebody. You don't fucking drag a metal
There's like only one person.
Yeah, one person. You need two people. There you go. You have one person here.
I don't want to
Learn! Here. Fine. Net. Down. Down.
What?
You're gonna get smarter, you're gonna get strong. Go down.
What?
Watch. Put your hands on the floor.
Okay.
Stretch out like this. Do it.
Push up.
You're gonna do a push-up.
No.
Get in the position for a push-up.
No, just lift it. It's not heavy. What the hell?
Push-up. Push-up. Smart or strong? All right. 1. 2. 3. 4. You can only do 3 push-ups.
No, I can do more.
Can you make sure he doesn't do anything retarded while I'm working? Have him just bring in those boxes to the basement. Like, make sure he doesn't move a shelf that weighs 80 pounds while, like, by himself and scrape the floor. Thank you, David. If he does something stupid, make him do push-ups, okay? Getting a camera in the main room requires time and personnel that at the moment I don't have. I'm sorry. I'd like to. Get smart or get fired. That's one way to put it, Marcus. No, I mean something that works with Open Broadcaster easily. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started on a MacBook that seems to be running very slow. This is an A1708 MacBook. Let's open it up and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it and see if we can make it work again. Typically, this is a sensor failure. And what happens with sensor failures is that the machine will think that the temperature is way higher or lower than it is, and when it reads something really funky, it slows down the machine and has the fan spin at full speed. We used to have access to something called the Apple Service Diagnostic, and the Apple Service Diagnostic would tell us which sensor is reading an improper value. We also used to be able to use a sensor program, and it would tell us which sensor is reading funny. Now what happens when a sensor is reading something ridiculous is it just doesn't show you at all. So it's made it very difficult, if not close to impossible, to pinpoint sensor issues without access to diagnostic software that we don't get access to anymore because Apple. So I'm going to take a quick look over the board and see if there's anything here that needs clearing up. That could be the cause of our problem. Nothing. Now these are the ones that people usually rip off by being idiots. Pretty firmly on there. There is something scary going on here. I see Captain tape. I know that wasn't there from when this machine was purchased, that's for sure. So something stupid looks like it happened here. Yeah, I see. Oh, they ripped that thing off the connector. They ripped the latch off the connector. It happens from time to time. It is slid all the way in there, and ooh, do I see corrosion? I do see corrosion. Huh, interesting. I'm not sure if those are supposed to move like that. That's weird. Do I have any other board here I can kind of tap that on and see if that's supposed to move like that? I don't remember if it's supposed to. Similar enough board here. Alright, that does move. Meh. Pangolin. Well, this is kind of strange. Yeah, I don't have any real test software. The only thing that really usually does it on here is someone knocks off the sensor, or they knock off the other sensor, and neither of these sensors appear to have been knocked off. I guess I could boot into a test operating system and run HW sensors and see if it tells me which sensor is running funny, but I don't think these do that anymore. I'm kind of wondering if the issue is that it just doesn't see the battery. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't turn on when I hit power. So most likely this thing just doesn't see the battery. Actually, it's not turning on at all. Even when I plug it in and hit power, it doesn't turn on at all. Ah, there we go, never mind. Uh-oh. You're on, you just don't display anything on the screen. Actually, that's a far worse problem. Okay, here we go. Let's boot up into a test operating system and run HW sensors and see what we get. Oh, this actually gets worse and worse. Wow. Doesn't have any... It doesn't show me a drive that I can boot from. Someone erase you? What the hell? What are you doing with your afternoon, Kopes? What are you doing with your afternoon?
Nothing.
Do you have coronavirus?
No.
Are you sure?
So I'm not sick. I'm, not,
There's 2 weeks before you get it, though.
I'm not gonna die.
Are you sure?
I'm not over 60. I don't.
People die under 60, Kopes.
Yeah, but we're not trying on this. That's it.
To the Bob Ross of MacBooks. Thank you, Nelson. Apple invented Cat-19 so they could transmit COVID to their devices 12 months and 1 day after purchase. I don't get it. You didn't buying the air filters. I did not buy the air filters because there's been a lot of because the company I was looking at was IQ Air, because that was the only company I could find that sold a filter that could get particles as small as COVID-19, because HEPA filters go down to 0.3 microns. COVID-19 is 0.1 microns, and they do 0.003 microns. The problem is that I don't trust them. Like, they're the only company that advertises they have a filter that can do that, and they also have YouTube comments left on their videos that are 100% clearly paid for by a marketing agency, which means that you pay for fake reviews, which means that I can't trust anything that you sell. So I'm really at a point right now where I would buy another one, but I don't know what to buy because I don't know who to trust. And I don't have the information to know if I'm getting anything better than what I have now. So what I have now is it's one of those industrial air scrubbers. It's a nice, big industrial air scrubber, and I like it. But it only goes down to 0.3 microns. But it's a huge industrial air scrubber. You know, it's clearly like, it's got a nice oomph to it. It has a nice, really high-power fan in it. Okay, now we get to wait for this to boot up as slow as it is. Let's see. I have a dehumidifier. However, I also heard research that a dehumidifier is bad because higher humidity in the air is actually good for your lungs when it comes to fighting a virus. So low humidity in the air could actually be worse. I've heard conflicting reports there. Also, with the UV bulb, it has to be exposed to it to a certain period of time. And even if there are air filters with UV bulbs in them, a lot of those air filters with the UV bulbs, they just pass the air right through. It doesn't sit in front of the UV bulb for any period of time, so they don't actually do anything. Let's use isopropyl alcohol and vodka. Haha. The coronavirus next to fix in the queue after this MacBook. Well, this MacBook sounds like it has the coronavirus. I have a carbon filter and pre-filter for already. Yeah, I already got that with the machine that I have now. UV is bad in open space. They work best in air duct. The other problem with sensor issues is that it's going to take me 5 or 10 minutes to even open the program that shows me the different sensors. I'm fine, Vladimir. I don't need sleep. What I do need to do is pay off $75,000 credit card bill. So we fix MacBook, and then we fix another MacBook, and another MacBook, and another MacBook, and another MacBook, and another MacBook, another MacBook, another MacBook, another MacBook. Probably not this MacBook, though, because this one is not really a good way to spend my time. This one's going to take beyond forever to open up anything. It also seems like the battery's not hooked up. That could be why this thing... Yeah. This thing was not taking charging amperage. I really think that the whole problem with this thing is that he's missing the latch on this damn battery cable. Ugh. Let's see if I have one of those that I can give him. You should take some time off. I mean, that's easier said than done. $75K credit card bill. I got work to do. All right. So... I don't know. It's kind of live. A fang repair, maybe? I actually have to fix mine, but I gotta find one of my wrenches. Can I trust you to try and fix a bicycle?
What's wrong with it?
I need to replace cassette and chain.
Chain?
Chain and cassette.
I know how to look at the chain, but I don't know how to replace the gear. You're talking about that.
You have to take the wheel off.
Oh yeah, I can take it.
Alright. Now here's the fun part, though. To take the wheel off, you need that the thingy that goes in there, that I forget the name of because I'm more brain dead than I accuse you of being. Aren't I a hypocrite? So, and that is going to be hiding somewhere. Maybe. Oh yeah, I got to take this thing. I have to take that peg off in order to get the wheel off. That's going to be in a tool that used to be in my wrench kit. And since moving, it is no longer in my wrench kit. All right, let me show you this. So, somewhere in this store, in any one of these random boxes or tools, like this goes to something else.
Oh, that?
Yeah, you know the other piece of this?
Yeah.
I forget what the fuck you call this because I don't have a brain. So there's one, that, and then the other piece goes in there, and then you turn it, and then you can get the nut unscrewed out of there and take the peg off. Now, so there's the other piece to that, and it's gonna be somewhere. What's that?
It looks like this was way bigger.
Oh no, yeah, it's not that thing. Also, that's not the right size. So that's one of the things that twists. There's another thing that attaches to this, and it's gonna be hiding. Actually, I should probably just buy another one from Home Depot.
Yeah, I don't even have ones like this in my home.
I need to figure out what the name of that thing is. It's some sort of turning wrench thing. Let's see. Where the hell was that?
So like this, what is an angle?
Yeah, so it does this, but it's long enough that you could get all the way inside the
Like
peg.
90 degrees.
Yeah, so like this one, but yeah, so this plugs in and then you turn it around. I had a kit, I just don't know where the hell that thing went.
Let me take this. So
Let me ask Paul if he knows where that thing is.
are they open though?
Yeah, they all have Corona.
Okay.
Do you know where that tool for taking the nut off of my axle to remove the peg is? Question mark. In my wrench kit, it is not there. Period. Sad face. Let me see if I can get a picture online of what it is actually before I... Let's see. Where the hell did I put that thing? Let's see. What is this thing called? A ratchet? I don't know. Let's see. I have no idea what you call this thing. So I have this, but this doesn't actually fit. It has little pieces that go in it that I don't have. I have this nut, but this nut is inside of a peg. So you need to have something that reaches in it far enough to get it that allows you to untighten it. And I have no idea what that thing is called, because I'm a noob with no brain. Yeah, there's no frame. I know. I need to get more cameras set up in the place. I just haven't had any time yet. I actually haven't had any time to get my tools back, which is really stupid since I sodomized my bike today and I won't have a bicycle if I don't make some time for this. So I just need to figure out what the name of this tool is. Socket wrench. Let's see if is that it. I don't know what the hell this thing's called. Like, I know what I need, I just never know what it's called. All right, this looks like what I need, except I need the thingy that extends the thingy. That looks closer. Hmm. Let's see, was it in here? I actually totally forgot about this. I need to get this if I plan on being able to ride home today. If I can't fix this, I gotta take the subway. If I take the subway, I get corona. Is it in here? Ooh, this is actually fancy. This does not have any of the things that I need, though. Did I put it in this old one? No. Yeah, you're always missing the one fucking thing that you need.
Do the ends look like this?
I figured.
Like, but way bigger?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
those. I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh. It's none of those things. So yeah, it's this thing. Can you get me one of these, Kopaz? We'll make an...
Take a picture of it. Oh,
Yeah.
It's on stream.
Yeah.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
Shit.
What?
Don't like.
Include the SKU number. Why don't they hear you?
Oh, yes. There's some picture.
Huh? Car?
Card?
Pay
No,
for
I'll
it.
just use mine.
Why? It's my ratchet.
I don't want your card.
Why?
I thought I want to fuck it up and lose it somehow.
You're not gonna lose it.
No.
I trust you. Come back here.
No, just give me cash.
Let's use this. Should wait, Erica's here.
You want me to go to Home Depot, so-
Huh?
You want me to go to Home Depot to fix this bike?
Oh.
He's getting me a part from Home Depot. I don't know if I should trust him with my credit card though. And again. Huh?
You want me to do it? How are you?
All right. I broke my bike today.
Huh?
I broke my bike today.
How?
A long story.
Just one part?
Chain and the cassette that I should have replaced a long time ago. All right, let's pop this piece off.
Oh, you're streaming right now.
Okay. A wild Erica has appeared.
Hello. Oh my goodness.
Erica, there's Tereba shit in my office. Please make it go away.
Huh? Make it go away.
Can you unlock the door again?
Erica, can you unlock the door for him, please?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
We're gonna make this go fast, Kopaz.
I hit a puddle once that was going like 50 miles an hour and my tire blew.
Really?
Yeah, only 15 and the tire.
Yeah, but your tires are small though.
Yeah, but still, like 15 is nothing.
Oh shit, I forgot which way this damn latch goes. Does anybody remember the way this lever goes? Because a lot of the times people will ask me to reattach this thing, and I say, I don't know how. And they go, how can you not know? And I go, I don't know. I don't fucking break it. Oh, yeah, never mind. I kind of fucked up the connector now, too, so I might as well just replace the whole thing. All right, let me get a nice fresh one. I'll just replace the connector altogether. I don't know how to put that damn latch back in. I always wind up fucking it up. It's just a latch. It's just a latch. It's just a latch. Why won't you just replace the latch? It's just a latch. I only asked you to replace the latch. I don't want you to replace the connector. I don't want to pay for that. I don't give a fuck what you want to pay for. Get Corona. It's just a latch.
Oh.
I just want you to Erica, take all this Toreba shit out of my store before I burn it. I'm gonna light it. Start lighting it on fire on stream. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soldering iron into girlfriend. Die!
Someone said they never knew you were a soprano.
How'd you get here, Erica?
Foot power. I walked over here.
From where?
Trader Joe's.
How'd you get to Trader Joe's, Erica?
I took a train.
You took the train.
Yeah. What? What? Ah! It burns! I'm melting!
Leave, COVID!
What? Oh, it smells too. It smells. Oh, hey! Why are you hitting me with alcohol? Ah! Oh,
Leave, woman! My office is corona-free zone!
what? Oh,
Rob Brown was curious about moving here to take a job at Rossmann Repair due to coronavirus and what it may mean in New York City. But see, Rob Brown, we got it covered. This is how we handle it. Straight up CDC approved protection. Don't you worry. We got it handled. We got protocols in place here. We're completely set to handle a full-scale outbreak here at Rossmann Group. It's not because she's Asian, it's because she took the train.
what?
Quarantine.
Oh! shit.
Quarantine.
Oh, God.
Quarantine. Quarantine! Out!
I'm taking a chair over here. Oh, there is a chair. Aha. Aha.
If I move there and run the Zama, can my official title be Director of Shenanigans? Yes, but the person who runs the Zama only gets paid on commission. Based on boards they fixed using chips that came off of boards on AliExpress. You may not have money for a title at that point. Did you lock the front door after you unlocked it, friend?
Yes.
Beautiful.
By the way,
How do we let him back in?
huh?
Oh shit, how are we gonna know when he...
By the way, I have a lovely gift for you. Cleo's been acting up.
Yeah, we're about 19 days behind in the queue right now.
What? I can't
What's
give
wrong
you.
with it though?
Okay.
You jumped the queue the first time. How much did we charge you for your first MacBook repair here?
Too much.
How much is too much?
$325.
We did not. Show a receipt.
Huh?
Show a receipt.
So.
Erica, you're still streaming on your channel, says Robbie.
No, I'm not. My phone's dead.
Oh.
I'm not streaming. It is dead.
Are
Okay.
you saying a YouTube commenter said something that wasn't true?
Yeah. So, I was drinking tea, and a little tea got on Cleo
When?
today.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How the what?
She attracts water. You just put her in the desert. You'll start seeing forward.
I'll put it in the desert, all right. I'll put that in the desert and you in Brooklyn. I think that's
What?
the proper degree of separation.
But yeah, so put it in rice. That would have been my first thing to do.
Oh, come on.
What?
Get off the board connector.
But while we get this view, I do want to say, because I show one of the greatest things I have ever seen. Oh, well, I hope I didn't show any obviously. Okay.
This is why they don't let her live stream.
Huh? What? Okay, so someone sent me something, and I want you to guess what it is that provokes such a strong reaction.
Erica, please make Lewis's eyes blacker, says Vladimir.
That's it.
A pine cone!
Oh my goodness!
Who sent you a pine cone?
Look, it's a pine cone ornament. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, one pine cone fell
Who
out.
sent you a pine cone?
Erica, Luke, and Kurt. Wait, hold up. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh! That's so sweet. Hello, Erica, Luke. Picked up these pine cones on my walk around the White House on Thursday. I go to this walk every day when the weather permits. My best. And it is from Grandpa.
From who?
Grandpa. Remember Grandpa in Maine? Howard?
Oh. No way. Seriously?
Yeah.
Whoa. Hello, Erica and Lewis. Picked up these pine cones on my walk around the lighthouse loop on Thursday. I go this walk every day. The weather permits. My best, Grandpa Howard. No way.
Yeah, that's so
That's
sweet.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
What a cool dude.
This will go on the tree for sure. Thank you.
Someone said please disinfect that pine cone.
Oh.
That's really cool. I really admire that guy. Like him showing up saying, without my knowledge, they showed up and fucked up my printer. Don't fuck with a grandpa's printer. I just thought that was awesome that they fucked with his printer, so he showed up and gave every single representative a copy of the Constitution.
I know.
They have so many more issues, though, right now to take care of than right to repair, though.
So, if you guys remember with the main hearing, there was this one person in Howard who was very outspoken. He's the school teacher, if I'm not correct, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he wrote this amazing speech, or this amazing testimony, and it actually went on this community. I had no idea he was going to say pine cones over his speech.
It's awesome. He knows that you love pine cones.
Oh. And then this is,
What a nice dude.
This is my other thing over here. I'm going to cover the name, just in case. Look, I'm going to cover the name. Look, it's a taste of Australia. And now it's not from Philadelphia.
You need to get her own mic. I'm fixing a board. Erica, you're absolutely welcome to plug in your own microphone if you'd like. She has no idea how to plug in the microphone. Alright, so there's a wireless transmitter over there that you could put batteries in, hook it up to the camera over there, and you're going to have to find a microphone. It's going to be the pink one that's in the closet over there or in that bag over there. People want to hear you speak. Also, you got to be able to plug it in. Don't be a Mac user on me now. If you plug in the microphone, people will be able to hear you. Alright, so you have one set. It's going to be in that closet somewhere. Or out here somewhere. I honestly don't know. And I still haven't gotten this. Fuck! This connector broke. God damn it. Why am I reading chat? Son of... I gotta find another board. Son of a fucking bitch. Let's see. Where did I put that? Let me see. You found? Is it the right one or the wrong one? Oh, let me see which one that is. Yeah, this is the right one. All right.
Okay.
Now you got to plug it in. You have to find the other one that says DPA. And you're going to have to plug it in up there. Also, you're going to have to use this. If you want to have two things plugged into the top of the camera, you need to plug so one goes here, the other goes here, and then this goes in the camera. See how you have one plugged into the camera right now?
Yeah.
So this is going to go, those two are going to go here, then this goes into the camera, This is good. Don't bend this. You don't want to bend the wire. This is the transmitter. You're going to have to find the receiver that says DPA, plug it into the camera. And let me get another board since I just fucked up that one.
How come you got two DPAs?
One's the transmitter and one's the receiver.
Oh, I see it.
Which
Okay.
So which one plugs into the camera, the transmitter or the receiver?
The transmitter, right? No? It's the receiver?
You're breaking my heart.
Okay, so the receiver plugs in. Ah. Wait, how do I connect this over here? You already have your one over there.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so this is already plugged in, right?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of the item in your left hand?
To go ahead and move the signal from there and
No, that's your right hand. What's the purpose of what's in your left hand?
mount it.
Exactly.
But the mount's already taken off.
Yeah, so what does this thing do? So what is the function of this, if you take a look at it really closely?
Oh, it goes over here on top?
So what does this do? It turns one mount into...
Two mounts.
And there's only... How many mounts are there over here?
One mount.
How many things do you need to mount on the camera?
How many things do you need to mount on?
How many items are you mounting on the camera?
Two.
How many mounts are there on the camera?
One.
What does this do? This turns one mount into...
Two mounts.
Okay.
Okay, so I gotta remove that. Where's the metal piece for this thing?
That is going to be somewhere in there. I honestly have no idea. Yeah, actually, that's the hard part.
I have no back.
Go do some squats and they'll help out with that. All right, so that's going to attach to... Let me see the thing that you have, Erica. Yeah, you need a metal piece, and I don't know where to find one. Maybe. Yeah, that's the ghetto solution, and there's nothing more temporary than There's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution that works. But since I don't have a metal bracket for that mount, I won't be able to put two of them there at a time, so you just gotta... And then it's gonna fall off and rip. I have to find the metal thick clip for that at some point. Make that a thing to do. Batteries are down there. All right. Let's try this again. I gotta fix a board. You're gonna have to. I have to find a metal piece for that receiver. All right. I use nitrile gloves and they don't rip because I'm not a savage. Did you wash your hands when you got here, Erica? Did you wash your hands when you got here, Erica? And you took the train here. And you're touching all my stuff. Can you wash your hands? And make a list of everything you touched since you got here. Literally everything, yes. And there's some Clorox wipes over there. I don't get how that's not common sense. She just touched all of my things. All right. Everything that you touched since you got here, wipe down with this. I'm serious. Don't give me that look. There. And you touch your face too. Why would you touch your face after taking the train here, knowing how much shit there is? Okay. This connector refuses to melt off of the board. Cinnabon? How'd Cinnabon get here? Don't give her Cinnabon, she's gonna get corona on it. I know, I feel the same way, Harry Helding, but it's not the first time. Or the third. I really just don't want to die. I see napkins. Use what? Huh? That looks dried out though. Ah. What's that one? That's a normal napkin. Okay. This connector really doesn't want to come off of my donor board. Okay, finally got it off. Ugh, so gooey. All right, because the soap I have in the bathroom also has a little bit of alcohol in it. Thank you, Erica.
For your peace of mind, I'm just gonna wear gloves.
It's not about the gloves. Because if you wear gloves and you touch infected stuff or subway rails and all that, and then you touch everything here, it doesn't make a difference. You don't gotta shut your life down or anything, but if you take a freaking subway in New York, just wash your hands when you come in.
But there's also germs when you open door handles, also when you're breathing.
There's germs everywhere that doesn't, it's like saying everybody has a gun in Texas, so you might as well just let 4-year-olds play with them, you know? Some basic common sense measures. Keep us from... This is a filthy and disgusting city. That's without COVID.
There was an article that said something like, assume everybody in New York has gotten exposed to coronavirus. I'm kind of curious to know how airborne. I think I heard it was like 6 feet. If someone's infected, they could spray 6 feet away.
Alright, anchor pins. Which? Oh, the eighth inch XLR? Yeah, it should be in one of the bottom pouches along with the... No, not that. No. You have the bag the other way, so that's not the bottom anymore. So these were the pouches where the mic cable was in, where the transmitters and all that were in. So this is a female version. You need a male version. This is...
Oh.
This is actually one thing that tweezers are good for, those little anchor pins. I shouldn't say good. Better than a huge soldering iron for it. Okay. I did not, Bobby. I don't see anything about
Can
that.
anyone hear me? Am I hooked up?
Let's see.
Hooked up?
Erica, say COVID-19.
No.
You're hooked up.
Yay! Do you want a Cinnabon?
No, thank you.
I'm gonna eat a happy Cinnabon.
Oh boy.
What? What?
Harry said, hello, scolded puppy. Little scolded puppy.
Oh, it's only us three.
Ah. Ah. Oh, I'm about to scream. I think that little latch is semi-broken on the board that I took it off of. Oh, this is hysterical. Alright, let's see if we have any difference. Use mixing consoles for your audio setup. No, I just have my Sony NEX-E850 camera. It has two XLR inputs, left and right, and I just sum them in OBS. I set it to mono. So when I record, I set it to record one to left and one to right. And then, you know, if I have two people, I can have them both on separate tracks. But when I'm streaming, I just have it summed to mono. I never really have more than two audio sources, so it's never been a concern. Now let's see if it recognizes the battery. I don't think it does, since it's kind of spinning between 70 to 500 milliamps. Yeah, I think the main issue we have here is lack of battery recognition. Because the slowness is a sensor fault, but it could be that it just doesn't see the battery. And I think it doesn't see the battery, because it never takes charging amperage, and I think this guy may have just fucked his battery. Because this is... Huzzah! You found it?
Yeah. I don't think that it's that one because that one's so small. The one that you put
Yeah.
the link.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Can't be worse than this freaking piece of crap MacBook.
You don't know what a Cinnabon is? It's a little cinnamon bun.
Alright, let's see if this does it. Hey, what the hell is this? Oh, this is the kit that they send you with it. What disc?
I think that's for better torque. Like if you use this.
How do you... I think this is too small to fit in there.
Yeah, that's why there's adapters for it.
No, these are adapters for the different... Oh, yeah. Okay, so how do you get this out of there?
You have a-
Yeah, this piece of shit appears to not be charging the battery still. I'm going to give this one off to Paul. And I will go back and stream later. I'm going to work on my bike at the moment. See you all later.